Okay, get ready for a deep dive that's going to leave you feeling, well, a little disturbed.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're looking at these news reports about Pi women who were basically freed from this egg harvesting operation in Georgia. It sounds like something right out of a dystopian novel or something.
It really does.
And
And for anyone who's ever, thought about IVF or anything like that, it really does raise questions about,
where those eggs come from.
where those eggs come from exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the surface, these women were offered this really seemingly good opportunity, work as surrogates for couples in Georgia, make a ton of money.
Oh, wow.
Between like 11,500, 17,000 euros.
Yeah.
They even had their travel and passport costs covered.
Such classic predatory recruitment, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Target these vulnerable women, dangle this promise of a better life, and take away all the financial barriers.
Exactly.
Like textbook,
Yeah.
how these operations exploit desperation.
Yeah.
Then the horrific truth unfolds, right?
Yeah.
Instead of this comfortable surrogacy they're thinking they're getting into, they found themselves trapped.
Oh, wow.
Over 100 of them,
Yeah.
crammed into just a few houses.
Uh,
And one of the women who was rescued described it as being treated like cattle,
like cattle.
subjected to monthly egg harvesting procedures.
That phrase, just like cattle.
Oh, no.
It's chilling.
It is.
But it just perfectly captures like the dehumanization inherent in this kind of exploitation.
Totally.
These women are reduced to, commodities, their bodies seen as nothing more than vessels for profit.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And then you add this whole other layer to it, this egg mafia we're talking about.
Right.
This isn't just a few row clinics or anything.
No.
This is sophisticated. This is international.
International.
This is a network.
Exactly. The whole thing.
Yeah, think about the logistics of it all.
I know.
Recruiting these vulnerable women across borders, transporting them, housing them, performing these medical procedures, then finding buyers for these harvested eggs.
Right.
It's a high level of organization, possibly even connections to organized crime.
Yeah, you can't even imagine
Yeah.
how widespread this could be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is scary.
So escaping this nightmare came with a price tag, 2,000 euros for their freedom.
A ransom payment.
I know.
Think about that.
Wow.
These women were trapped not just physically,
Right.
financially,
They were completely
at the mercy of their captors,
at their mercy.
further solidifying that power dynamic that allowed this exploitation to occur.
Absolutely. So thankfully, Pavena Hongsakala and her foundation,
Yes.
working with Interpol, managed to actually free 3 of these women.
That's incredible.
They even paid the ransom to get them out.
That's amazing.
It's crucial, obviously, that this intervention happened, but it also really exposes, the limitations of these reactive responses.
Totally.
3 women are freed.
Yeah.
But what about all the others? Exactly how many others are out there?
Who are still trapped.
Yeah, this specific case raises the question, how do we prevent this from happening in the first place?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
What can we do to dismantle these networks and protect these vulnerable women from being lured into these situations?
It's a multifaceted challenge,
Not bad.
It demands a multi-pronged approach,
Right.
Strengthening law enforcement efforts to crack down on these operations. That's huge. But we also need to address those root causes, the poverty, lack of opportunity, and the societal structures that leave certain groups more vulnerable to exploitation.
It makes you realize the dark side of something as seemingly hopeful as IVF,
Mm-hmm.
and it leaves you wondering what other hidden human farms are out there.
It's a haunting question, and it's one we all need to grapple with.
We do.
Awareness is the first step.
It is.
We need to ask questions, educate ourselves, support those organizations that are working to combat human trafficking.
Yeah.
The more we understand these complex issues, the better equipped we'll be to demand change.
Absolutely.
Yeah.